All right, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin. This morning, Tuesday morning, August 25th, at least Tuesday if you are in the US, because of the global audience that we have. All right, we are going straight to the charts. The markets are about 25 minutes from the open. I will have to get off the stream soon after market opens because I didn't get a chance to enter all of my option trades yesterday, since option expiration was on Friday. I keep my trading life simple these days. I just mostly do covered calls, which means that I have to enter my trades right after option expiration and just wait till option expiration. All right, let's go to the charts. We'll look at Bitcoin first and wait for the markets to open. Haven't looked at the hyperwave version of Bitcoin in a while. So here we are. Of course, we need to adjust phase 7. Phase 7 will always be adjusted until it goes horizontal. Once phase 7 goes horizontal, it's over. And the hyperwave never realized its ultimate target, which is something that I've always expected. Tyler Jenks and I talked about it for a long time, where I never expected Bitcoin to fully realize phase 1. Phase 1 at best was $1,000, and Tyler Jenks saw it more as 700, 750 vicinity. To me, it was around 1,000. Technically, it should have been around 1110, 1150, the prior all-time high in 2013. To me, we weren't really going to hit it. To me, it was around 1,500, and we were going to fall short. I was off of that target by about 12%. Somebody did the math, because remember, Tyler Jenks called the top almost immediately at the top. It took me a couple of days. I called it over here. I called the top around 15, 16,000, and he thought it was going to come down to 1,000 and lower. I thought the lowest it could come to was 1,500. And yes, when we were consolidating here near the bottom, I still thought that 1,500 was very, very realistic. In fact, everyone did at the time. Not everyone, but most people did. I then upped my target to 2,800. And we almost hit that as well when we fell down to 38. But the way we reversed, I became a bull right here, and I am still a bull today. Never really been just looking for pullbacks. That's the overall picture. Since the month is almost over, I can't believe August is almost done. Time is just flying. This is a pretty bullish candle, which almost hit the parabolic SAR. Almost. Let's look at the oscillators real quick. The RSI is bullish to me. The MACD is bullish to everyone. Not subjective there. And what else do I have? The stochastic. The stochastic is also bullish. I can't see how that's debatable. So that should be bullish to everyone. What about the price action? This is good. It looks like August will most likely close as the second highest month ever. Assuming we close higher than last month, and last month we closed at 11,354. I mean, it can still go either way, but as long as we close above last month's high, or that's last month's close, sorry. Oh shit, that's what I forgot to do. Crap. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna come off screen share because my developer last night sent me the updated code to the MRI, and I totally forgot to load it in. So I might as well load it right now, literally. So I'm gonna open the file. I'm gonna stop screen share because there's no reason for me to dox my code. I'm gonna stop the screen share for a minute. You guys can look at me. Say hi in the chat. We don't have that many live viewers. I believe Motorist is watching. Damn, you're up early because I know where you are. See if you can throw any questions in. I just literally need a minute to copy the code over. And yeah, let me just do this real quick. Because I want the latest code, because like we find bugs all the time. This is why it hasn't been released yet. I'm just gonna update the code. It's like 2,000 lines of code. It's pretty massive. Oh, actually. So it takes a little while to save. Yeah, it's 2,127 lines of code. Pine code, no less. Which is not the best of coding languages. Okay. Yeah, I'll put screen share back on. And I'll hit the save button, and then you'll see how long it takes. All right, so there's the last the last 100 lines of the code, or like 50 out of 2,000. And like when you hit the save button, this takes like 3 minutes to save it. You know, it got saved when the star goes away. Oh man, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's move on. I noticed it because I'm waiting for it to save, and then I'm gonna just, yeah, perfect, save. So that's done. And now what I want to do is, because we have this monthly chart, and now I'm gonna dump this because I don't know if it updates with my new code changes or not. And now, nope, that's not what I wanted. Favorites, MRI. Do I have to double click? Yeah. Oh no, that's too much. Oh, I know why that's failing. 1 second. It's because of time frames. So this needs to be monthly, because I can't go lower time frame. And oh, that worked. So I just can't go hourly. Oh, I see that. I see what happened here. Daily works. Because it's the BLX index and it only has daily charts. So I can't have hourly scales in my indicator. Okay, so here we are, and nothing really going on, though by default, the stars aren't there. So not much. It doesn't really change anything. I should have known that, actually. All right, so I'm going to reset this as well to the latest version. The stars won't be there. By default, they're not there. We can add them in. I'm gonna have to explain how to do those stars and what they mean and what your parameters are. I usually do this. This is a close condition first, and prior candle. There they are. So here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart is not looking great, but there shouldn't be any panic yet. Still good, way above the parabolic SAR, way above all the moving averages. All the moving averages are rising. You are still significantly above the trend line. This can still pull back to the trend line and to this moving average, which would be ideal, which is $9,000. Is that possible? Is it possible for us to pull back down to $9,000? And the answer is, of course, it's possible for us to pull back to $9,000. And it has to happen here. I think that if we go up to 14, the pullback to 9 becomes incredibly unlikely. If we go up to 14, I think only a pullback to 10 would make sense. But if this is the high, if the 12.6 area is the high, then we can certainly pull back down to 9 and get stuck there for a little while. So there's still an outside chance I might win my bet. In fact, I want to count how many days I'm down on the bet. And I'll tell you what that bet was as well. So let's look at the oscillators. Haven't looked at those in a while. So the RSI right here is actually, pulling back. And I wouldn't say that it's bearish because we never made it to overbought on a weekly scale. And we have a chance. I'm going to put this green line. I guess it should be a red line, but I'm going to move this line up to about here. So until we hit this line, I think the pullback is with us. But then after this line, we can turn around and then go back up. And that's when we hit that $14,000 mark. I think that is still the more likely outcome. Just a little bit more of a pullback and to maybe like 11 or maybe 10.5, and then a push to 14, and then a slightly more severe pullback. But it's too early to judge. Right now, the RSI to me has a little more downside, and then we reevaluate when it gets to around this green line, which is 62. This is the weekly scale. The MACD is still bullish. There's really no debate here. It's still bullish. It's starting to contract a little bit, but not enough to be concerned about. And the CMF is still looking really, really good. So I'm still pretty bullish with the CMF here. So not too concerning. Kind of neutral here on the weekly scale. The daily scale, I want to count those days. So this triangle, that's it. I think it's too late. I can remove this target. We never made it maybe halfway at best. And this triangle is now done. It didn't materialize. You had a good breakout. If you set the proper stop loss at the breakout of the triangle, it was a no-cost trade to you as a long-term swing trade. We're still good based on parabolic SAR. This is a terrible looking candle, by the way. The day's only started. We're halfway through the day. And that's a horrible looking candle. So if we close anywhere here or lower, it does not set us up very well for the rest of the week. So that's a bearish candle. What chart pattern can I draw on this? I'm not sure I can draw much. I have to delete this now. I don't see any chart patterns here. You can maybe make a case for inverse head and shoulders, where this is your left shoulder and that's your head, and this is potentially your right shoulder, but that's stretching it a little bit. And then you have this entire area that's kind of screwing up your pattern. Maybe on a 4-hour chart, it would look a little more defined. But I would just put this as a big overall consolidation. And this was just an attempt to break out above consolidation that failed. And now we're back in consolidation mode. I'm curious on how I'm doing on my bet. How many days did I lose this year on my bet? Well, did this close above 10,000? It did not. So did this? Yes, it did. So that's 1 day lost. Was there a prior? Oh, yeah, it was back here. Right. Okay. So we're looking for closes above 10,000. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And this is 6. So that is 6 days of losses towards my bet. So that I'm down 6 days. This closed right at 10,000. That's that weird borderline candle. So we're going to, 6.5. See, I don't know what to do on this one. This can go either way. If it's a tiebreaker candle, it'll be funny. This was definitely a losing day, so that's 7. And that's it. Until recently. So that was 7 lost. Did this break 10? No. Did this? No. This did. So that was 7, maybe 7.5. So let's say 7.5. 8.5. Well, yeah, fine. It's just easier to do it this way. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37 and a half days. So I'm not even halfway. It needs to hit 90 by end of year. And August is almost done. We got 5 days left in August. So let's say I'm down 40 days going into September. So September, October, November, December. So 2 of those months need to stay above 10,000 for me to lose the bet. It's looking like I'm going to lose the bet, but you never know. If we pull back down below 10,000 and then we consolidate there for a few months, it's going to be close. At the moment, this current candle is not making me bullish at all. Let's see how this candle closes. Like I said, if this candle closes in its current vicinity and tomorrow's candle starts trading down, I'm not going to be very bullish here. On the 4-hour chart, that doesn't look updated. That's better. On a 4-hour chart, this consolidation is just crazy. I'm not moving this red line. This red line has been there in the entire month. And I'm going to stick to my guns here. If we go below that red line, I think we will accelerate lower. And we are dangerously close to going below that red line. See, we came to this red line a few days ago on August 21st and bounced right off of it with the MRI as well on that green arrow. You can see the green arrow right there. I'm not sure why that's an up arrow that's red, and this is an up arrow that's green. And that's a down arrow that's red. That makes no sense at all. Something is wrong here. Let me take this down, put the new MRI in to make sure that that's a bug, and then we will look into that. Still cranking. All right, any good questions? Hey, Tone, do you see a divergence on the RSI on the Bitcoin weekly chart? 24 June to 24 August. I can glance at that. Yeah, hey guys, if you do want to ask a question, you want to kind of tag my name so that it's really visible on my side. It's hard for me to spot your questions versus regular comments. All right. Oh, why isn't this working? See, I don't know. This should work fine. I'm not sure why this gave me an error. I don't get it. It should work. Yeah, I wish I knew what I wish it told me what the problem was, because I honestly don't know. This should work on the hourly scale. If this comes up and like works now, no, but it's not looking like it. So I don't know. I don't know why this isn't working. Oh, now it's working. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's something about the hourly. I have no idea. Seems to work here just fine. Anyway, it's working now. So let me see if I still have. Okay, see, now it's good. Now it's good. Now we have a green up arrow instead of a red down arrow. Still has the slime arrow and orange arrow. Those need to be red and green, because we're no longer doing the perfected, non-perfected stuff. So last time it bottomed with the MRI. This time it's not. This time it's a new downtrend. If I put my stars in, You'll see a red star here. At least you should. Based on how I set my star parameters. So that's a new downtrend. Interesting. There should be a red star there. Oh, I know why there isn't. Never mind. Nope, there shouldn't be. That the code is correct. I'm wrong. That there should not be a red star. But if we go to a new low next candle, we'll have a red star. I know why. But if I do this, see, this is why they're adjustable. If I do this, no. Oh, wait, hold on. It's here. If I do this, there'll be a red star there. At least there should be. Still isn't. Huh. Why is that? Oh, my bad. My bad. My bad. Last. Yeah, I'm gonna have to teach all this stuff. There'll be a long workshop. Still not there. Jesus. Yeah, we still got bugs we have to work out. All right. Well, there should have been. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's so much testing, so much work to do. This is one of the reasons why I don't have guests on anymore. Just too much work. All right, we're watching this Bitcoin candle. This is just not looking good right now. It was looking really good up here, but not down here. This is what happens when you end up in a very long trend range. And a lot of people like to, short the top and long the bottom, and it would have worked out nicely, but you don't know how long this range is going to last. It can last a year, it can last an hour. So I prefer the breakout and breakdown. Now, this was a nice breakout. And of course, you got to set your stop loss near the area of the breakout, because you take the trade, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you keep buying the bottom of the channel and selling the top of the channel, it works until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it gets away from you real quick. So I could have been trading the opposite of someone else this entire trend range, and we both could have lost money, or we both could have made money. Because right here, I would have been looking to go short, but then it would have been a break-even trade. And then right here, I would have been looking to go long, and that would have been either a profitable trade, taking your profit at the top of the MRI, right up there, or a break-even trade or a slight profit trade on the way back, take the stop loss. But I don't like buying the bottoms of channels. I mean, this may be an exception only because of the MRI. So this is the only exception. Like I would not be buying here at the bottom of the channel. And down here, I would not be buying at the bottom of the channel either. And here, I would also, because we're below the channel. So, and right here, this is, again, this is a possibility to buy in the bottom of the channel, though at the time the channel might not even exist. But that's also only because of the MRI. So right here on the arrow. So these would be my minor exceptions. But right now, I would not be a buyer. It's the opposite of the top of the channel. I'd rather buy the breakout. Look how much we've been trying to break out. I'd rather be buying at the breakout. And because the MRI did not come at the bottom of the channel, it came several $100s higher, which is not that big of a difference. I would not be a buyer right here. CMF looks terrible. The RSI doesn't look good, but it is in the oversold territory, and the MACD looks terrible. One last thing I want to check is the BitMEX funding rate. Is it favoring the bulls or is it favoring the bears? It's still favoring the bears. Now, the Aroon kept you, it's still keeping you in there, but this time, unlike the last time, this is a way more concerning situation. So the last time I explained why I would have stayed very patient with a drop below 50. Not this time. This time it's a little bit different. Right now, I would be using the Aroon. I would probably be out if we drop below 60. This is a very different situation than before. Very different. This indicator is incredibly simple if you look at the math behind it. See, last time the Aroon was dropping to 50, we were flirting with 2-week highs. That was right here. You can see how we are literally flirting with a new 2-week high. The Aroon's default parameters is 25 candles, which is, is 25 candles, which is almost 4 weeks. A monthly high, not a 2-week high, my bad. 25 is the default parameter here. Yes. So we were flirting with a monthly high right there. Now the situation is incredibly different. It is incredibly different. We are not flirting with a new monthly high on a 1-month scale. Right now we are flirting with a new monthly low, not a new monthly high. So that makes me more conservative. And if we drop below these lows, the red is going to spike all the way up to 100%. So, and with every day, you know, you move this up a little bit. So you got to go back 25 candles. Let me see here. So tomorrow, how do I? There we go. So if I go back 21 candles, 25 candles, see, this is really important. If I go back 25 candles from tomorrow, you see how 24 candles ago, we have the low close and the low low. This candle gets removed from calculation of the Aroon in 2 more days. So 2 days from now, it becomes a lot easier to create a new monthly low, and at least within the indicator parameters. Like right now, if I change the parameter to 20, and we take that candle out, this is lower, and this is actually also lower. Didn't expect that, but that's because we haven't made a new low in the last 20 days. And this thing is gonna spike up the moment we drop a little bit more, because we've already eliminated those early on candles. I'm gonna put this back to 25 before I forget. So right now the situation is incredibly different, and I wouldn't want to risk it. Very different than the last one. So I would be more conservative. Hope that made sense, kind of, sort of. Hey, motorist, do we have any questions? I haven't seen anything in the group chat if you're still awake. I'm not, Agartha, you might be in that Telegram group chat as well. How do you buy the breakout? It normally moves too fast. It depends on your scale. Like here's the 4-hour scale. I like to wait for a close. I never said trading was easy. I would probably buy in the middle of this candle. It also depends on the time. If this thing went up early on in the candle, I may be a little hesitant, but if it went down first, which it probably did, and then started to rise towards the end of the candle, I have confidence that this candle is going to close above the breakout line, and then I'm comfortable buying. This is not as good. You see, there's a couple of things. We talk about this in my workshop, so though I should probably focus on it some more. This is not a good breakout buy. The reason why this is not a good breakout buy is because look how far it had to go to break out. So it's breaking out on the back end of a rally, and it's breaking out on a candle that's an MRI top. That I'm not interested in this breakout. This is a breakout I am more interested in, but this was a failed breakout. So I would be buying this breakout more likely than this breakout. And I would have taken my stop loss right here after the next candle closed back below. I'm out. And then the red star, if anything, puts me in a bearish trade off an official rejection, but I probably would not have shorted. Here, same thing. This here is a huge candle that barely closes. I mean, if I can adjust this line, now that I'm looking at like the micro candles, I would actually adjust this line to the top of those candles because that was the prior failed breakout. So, and this is perfect because now it's just above these highs because that was my last failed breakout. And that's also, I can even have room to move it up a little bit as long as I'm under 12,000. So I want to be more conservative. Now that this failed on me, I need to make sure I'm above this. So the next time around, I don't get caught. We never had a candle close above that line. So I avoid this and this and this and that because I've now adjusted my breakout line to the area where I got screwed on buying a breakout. And now it makes it easier to buy this candle. And because this candle didn't have to go 1.5 miles to break out, this, even though I still wouldn't buy until I'm absolutely confident this candle is closing way up there. So I'm probably buying at 12,000 or even above 12,000. I'm buying late in this candle. Or if I'm conservative, I'll even wait till the following candle, and that's okay too. But here's where you got to be careful. The MRI top comes in to like 8 hours later. And that's when you have to get a little bit concerned and at least, you know, raise your stop loss so that your trade's not a losing trade. This would have been, I would have been buying here as well. This is, for me, this is a classic pullback because you don't know the future. See, you don't know the future. So right here, when you're bouncing off of this line back up, this creates a nice buying opportunity to me, especially with that green star. And that trade also fails, but it should not have cost you much money, or it wouldn't have cost me much money. And now I sit and wait, and I have not had another chance to buy the breakout yet, but this is a horrible looking situation. So now we're in the opposite boat. The slight problem is that, yes, this is a pullback. If anything, I'm going short now. This is a red star. We're breaking down, and here we go. So this is very concerning. The reason why I would be shorting a little bit early and prematurely is because unlike here, where we're exhausting and bottoming with the MRI as we come into the support line of the channel, here we are kicking off a new downtrend. So this red star to me is the equivalent of this red star here. It's the same thing, only we are way closer to my breakdown line. So in this situation, I am very, very bearish the moment these lows are being broken right here. That is concerning. Very concerning. Now, it depends how conservative I am with my trading and how much of a day trader I am. But this is one of those day trades that can turn into a swing trade if it's moving in your favor. See, we came down a long way to 11,400. And then we couldn't even get back up to this line. So the move is weak. The move is very weak. How's the CMF looking on this? Yeah, see, the CMF is ugly. The RSI is oversold. Not ideal for any short trades right now. But the MACD is just getting started. So all of this is really, really bearish. The last... So let me see if this red line is in its proper position. I'm going to go back here. Right, so let me see what I can do. I should probably move this line down a smidge. The reason is, well, see, this is tricky. I can move it up a smidge to there, to the tops of those candles. But now, this becomes a little problematic. But this is also a little problematic. So I'm going to lower it back to where it was. I think it was in a good spot. I think this right here is a good spot. To me, Bitcoin is not looking good for the rest of the day. Yeah, this is for active traders, guys. I'm a hodler. I'm a long-term hodler. I still hold GBTC and QBTC. I sold. When did I sell my? I can probably buy back in cheaper. When did I get out of my GBTC? I think I got out of my GBTC on this pop or this pop. It was one of these two. I got out of my GBTC. So I should, and I always expected to buy back lower. I was getting a little concerned and almost panic bought right here, but I didn't. Because I still had enough. But all the GBTC that I sold right here, I'll be buying that back. If we go down to 10K, I'll definitely be buying that back. I don't really care about the CME. It doesn't trade on the weekends. What are the odds we go below 9,000? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't want to say 50-50. Let me answer that tomorrow, maybe. If we go below 11,000 this month, I think the odds are above 50% we go below 9. If we don't go below 11,000 this month, I think that's the odds are below 50% that we go down below 9. I'll answer it in a what if answer. Yeah, we're flirting with this line, and some people will be big buyers right here. 11,400 has been consistent support. But to me, the way I trade, when something's been consistent support for a long time, the probability that it eventually breaks puts the odds of my trade in favor. And if it doesn't, I'll just take the stop loss. So to me, I'm pretty bearish right now. And all we got to do is drop down to like 11.2, 11.1. And that's it. That's a trade that can't lose, because my stop loss would be in the 350, 11,300 area. And that's it. It's the opposite of this. I think we're looking at the opposite of this. This never really reached its target. And it's very likely this will not reach its target. It's very likely this will go down and not go below 11,000 before having some kind of a rally. But then if we can get back above this line, see, here was the big deal. This was a big deal. If we would have been able to rally here back to 11.5, I think 14,000 would have been like easy, like in a day. Like it would have been just a massive short covering, panic buying, like disastrous for the shorts. The opposite is true here. If we fall down to low 11,000s, like halfway between these two red lines, and then we go back to this red line, if we get rejected by this red line and come back to that 11.2, 11.1, this shit is in trouble. But if we can get back to this red line and then break it, then the low is probably in, and I would be a lot more bullish a lot earlier. So the fact that we have been making lower highs on the 4-hour scale for the last, 10 days is concerning. Like, this is concerning. We could not get back to the breakout line. We could not even get back to the prior high. So here's a new high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high again. And this might be another lower high. So if I had taken the short around this red line, which I obviously didn't because I'm on a live stream. So if I take the short at the break of this hammer candle, whether you take the short on this candle or the current candle doesn't matter, but you have reasons to take the short at the break of this low, my stop loss would be right here. So this is a very low risk trade. I mean, nothing is low risk if you're 100x. If you're 100x, nothing is low risk. But this is the stop loss. If you want to know how much to bet on a trade, you need to, well, check out the affiliate page, of course. But that is what this on-demand workshop is all about, the risk management. And if you buy them together, you get a nice fat discount. So this is technical analysis and risk management together. So this risk management workshop talks about how much you should be risking on these trades. I really should take a look at the stock market. But yeah, so that's my stop loss. It's up to you how conservative you want to be. Do you want to set it at candle high? Candle body? Do you want to set it at candle top? Or do you want to give it, a little bit of wiggle room there? That's really up to you. And this has got to be like, I don't know, 0.5%. Oh, wow, it's over 1%. Okay, that's fine. 1.31% on the risk. People ask, well, what about the reward? Well, I don't know. I don't know how low Bitcoin is going to go. I don't have a price target. I'm going to get out when I feel I want to get out if it's a profitable trade. The reward's Lambo. It's always Lambo. I can't calculate risk reward. I don't know what the future holds. I can calculate the risk, can't calculate the reward. All right, let me look at the stock market. Oh, rising again, though that's NASDAQ. Yeah, rising again. I am bullish the stock market, even though this is the ending of another extension trend. Trend C is actually really important, but that's a bullish chart pattern. I mean, the stock market is just straight bullish. Nothing to say. We're dropping on a 10-minute scale. 10 a.m. reversal, maybe. It's hard. It's 9:40 candle. Maybe I'll be here in 10 minutes. I doubt it. Oil is rising again. A little surprised. I don't think there's much economic activity going on. I don't need that. Gold silver ratio still holding. Gold is looking very ugly right here. Gold is looking really bad. If we go below this line, that could be a more significant pullback. So at the moment, I am not short gold. I'm also not long gold. I exited my long trade. I forgot where I exited my long trade. But I would love to buy back into gold or below 1800. So I am watching this support right here and that support there and this blue line here. So this is the area where I am watching for a gold pullback. This is not a very good looking chart for gold. Do I see Tesla going to 3,000 by October? I'm so disappointed I didn't buy into Tesla. I don't think so. I think it's possible. I mean, it's FOMO, it's hype. I don't think, look, I think Tesla deserves to be the biggest company in the world, or will be the biggest company in the world. That's what I believe in the future. But right now, its valuation's insane. But people don't buy Tesla for what it's, for what they think it's worth now. People buy Tesla for what they think it's going to be worth in 10 years. So where is it at? Look, it's possible for Tesla to be 3,000 by October. I'm not buying into it. I'm not going to watch it. It can fall 1,000 tomorrow. So that's not a very, ooh, look at that. What do you think I'm going to say? See that giant red arrow with another one, the candle below? This is not good. That's an ugly daily pattern. So I am not bullish Tesla right now at all. If I'm taking a trade on Tesla, I will, take a very speculative, put trade. That is not a bullish looking candle. I didn't even know. I didn't look at the market yesterday. I had no idea Tesla did that. If I knew that Tesla was going to have an MRI top yesterday, I would have certainly been telling you that Tesla is ready to top. So that's a top to me. 1 to 4 candle correction, and then you reevaluate. This is very, very clear on what the hell is going on. That's why I really like this indicator. All right, guys. I think I'm going to start to wrap this up soon. Can't believe it's been an hour. I gotta get back to work. And I gotta put on some trades. One last look at Bitcoin. I'm very curious how this plays out. The candle is almost over. Like the 4-hour candle closes in 4 minutes. I'm pretty bearish right now on the short-term view of Bitcoin based on this 4-hour chart. The daily chart is not looking good either. That's a new close. If we can get below these closes, that's in trouble. Next candle, next daily candle is very likely to break the parabolic SAR. And the break of the parabolic SAR next candle is the type of break of a parabolic SAR that I would find concerning, even when I recreate the SAR, tone SAR. TSAR. People want me to look at TLT. I haven't looked at bonds in a while. That's weird. I have no idea what happened. Did rates go up? Seems strange. It's a strange candle. Wouldn't have expected it. I don't know. If TLT falls below this low, it's probably going to go down further. If it goes above this high, it'll probably keep going higher, breaking this high. But I have no comment on this current candle. People are saying refresh. I mean, I just opened the chart. How do I refresh? MicroStrategies. Oh, it is a publicly traded company, isn't it? I've never looked at MicroStrategies before. First time looking at their stock chart. Well, look at that. Is this the day they announced they bought a shit ton of Bitcoin? I'm very curious. What day was that? I don't want to divulge my... I'm going to Google it. MicroStrategies buys Bitcoin. If that's the day they bought Bitcoin, it's strategic for every company in the world to start announcing they've bought Bitcoin, because that could, if that raised their stock like 8%. Yep, August 11th. There it is. There it is. You announce you've bought Bitcoin as a reserve, and your stock that morning is up 15%. And by end of day, your stock is up 10%. And in 5 days, a little more than 5, in 2 weeks, your stock is up 20%. So their stock is up 20%. So every single shareholder of MicroStrategies is, well, I can't say that the entire 20% is responsible due to Bitcoin, but at least 10 to 15% of their stock price is up due to the fact that they have converted into Bitcoin. And that is incredible. That is incredible. If Apple made a similar announcement, imagine their stock going up 10% by announcing they've, and Apple, if Apple was to do what MicroStrategies did, Apple would have to buy like $8 billion worth of Bitcoin because they have a lot more cash. So yeah, this is what happens when you make smart financial decisions as a company. When you, and it goes hand in hand. When you make smart financial decisions as a company, those that are investing in your company do well. Like this was the thing about Overstock. I should have realized, like when Overstock, when Patrick Byrne left Overstock, the stock is up like, I don't know, like 1,000%. So it was probably a good decision for the company to get a CEO that's more focused on the business than creating scam coins. So Buffett bought Barrick Gold. Let me see how that stock's doing. Probably not as well as MicroStrategies buying. I think announcing that you bought Bitcoin is probably better for your company than announcing that Buffett has bought in. We're gonna find out. I'll go back to the stock. We're about to find out. Hey, good for MicroStrategies. Not only are they going to be profiting from Bitcoin, they're going to be profiting from the stock. Because if Bitcoin starts to rise, that means their company is well capitalized. That means other people will know that they have capital and they will be happy to buy their stock. Like I would not be surprised if MicroStrategies hits a new all-time high very, very soon. What is their all-time high? That's probably their all-time high, $200, 210. They will most likely break that all-time high. And the reason I'm comfortable saying that is because the fact that they bought $250 million worth of Bitcoin, it tells me that they have smart people sitting at that company. Now, if they bought $250 million worth of Ethereum, that would be such a dumb move that their stock would probably be down 20%. Because that means that they have very dumb decision makers at the company. But because they bought Bitcoin and only Bitcoin, it tells me that they have smart people running the company. And when you have smart people running the company, this is the same reason why Tesla is $2,000, is because investors believe in the smart people running the company. Now, let's look at Barrick Gold, where I want to delete this arrow. Where I'm really curious because I couldn't wait to buy American Airlines when Buffett announced he's exiting. And that was one of my best trades this year, buying American Airlines on Buffett's rage quit of the company. So let's look at Barrick Gold. When did Buffett buy it? Or, well, he tells you he bought it after he bought it. God, I hope he bought it right at the top. Buffett buys gold. He did that on, looks like August 18th, about 5 days ago. Warren Buffett undergoes a conversion on gold. Barrick Gold stock soars after Buffett's company announces a buy. So that's 17th of August. So we go to the daily chart. Oh, wow. I've done analysis on Barrick Gold. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the company gold. That's gold. Sorry, my bad. But since I'm on this, did we top on a weekly MRI high? I'm going to go look at the stock in a minute. It's not the stock. It's the CFD on gold. Chart's loading. Wow, look at that. We topped right there with the MRI. I forgot all about it. Here's the weekly MRI. Boom. That's why, why I really like the indicator. All right, let's look at the stock. Buffett buys when? Or the announcement that Buffett is in. August 18, 17, around the same time. Oh, so the weekly chart. Let's go daily. That's it. That's probably it right there. This is the announcement, and look what happened since. And this is why I'm more interested in buying something when Buffett exits than when Buffett enters. When Buffett announces he bought Barrick Gold, it's likely they hedged and they bought a shit ton of puts right here. I would never buy. I would never, ever buy anything on this day. Like, this is, you miss this. Like when you hear that Buffett is bought a shit ton of Barrick Gold, this gap already happened. You are not buying here. You are buying here, and now you're sitting on a losing position. That is what usually happens. I did the opposite of this. I bought American Airlines when Buffett rage quit. We can look up the dates and we can look at American Airlines. So I'm not surprised that Barrick Gold, and I'm not going to cheat. Let's say this is the announcement. So Barrick Gold is now down 3.5%. since the moment you heard the news. I mean, if you entered the stock and you only stayed in it a day and a half, you did well, but that's it. After that, you're sitting on a loss. And in this time, since the morning of August 17th, how did the stock market do? That's NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, since the morning, that's the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily S&P. Since the morning of August 17th, right here, the stock market is up 1.5%. So you can either lose 1.5% by doing what CNBC tells you with Buffett buying, or you can make 1.5% by staying in the stock market. Or you can make 20% by buying MicroStrategies when they announce that they have smart people running the company, by buying $250 million worth of Bitcoin. American Airlines was also supposed to be a long-term play for Buffett. I think he was in it a few weeks. So no, this is not a long-term play. How's Bitcoin doing? Oh boy. Oh boy. We're about to hit a new 4-hour low. See, that's why I didn't have a problem. I hate it. What is going on? It was working a minute ago. Yep, new 4-hour low right there. You just saw it. This is why I was comfortable calling the short prematurely in this case. Sometimes I'm not comfortable calling the short even after it breaks this line, but sometimes it's there is a little bit of discretion in a lot of this stuff. Trading is mostly science, but there is some art involved. In fact, I am now comfortable lowering that stop loss. There's no reason to keep it that high. Like, you can go as low as that. You can even go as low as the top of that candle. That's how conservative you want to be. Now you're risking less than 1%. Now you're risking 0.84%. Now remember, if you're 100x, if you have no leverage, you're only risking 0.84% of your account. 0.84. But if you're 100x, you're risking 84% of your account, which is your entire account. Oh, this is the 1 hour. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. I thought this was the 4-hour chart. It's the 1 hour chart. I didn't even realize. It's the 1 hour chart. My bad. I was talking about a 4-hour chart. The whole time was a 1 hour chart. Not that it really matters. Trading's trading. Based on a 4-hour chart, I wouldn't have entered, but based on a 1 hour chart, that was the trade. I look at candles. Candles are candles. Whether it's 1 hour, 4 hour, daily. I can take a look at what the order book has. This is Joe Saz's stuff. I might have Joe Saz on tonight. I might do a video tonight, another from the guys in the Bybit competition, just to find out what's going on in the Bybit competition. See how they're doing. Yeah, I don't always pay attention to the live chat. It's hard to pay attention to everything. Yeah, the order book is clearly has way more buyers. If Joe Saz is live trading right now, he's probably like going long. Yep. So you can see how the 1 hour chart is telling you that there's buying opportunity, but it was also telling you there were buying opportunities here and here. and those did not materialize. And now it's getting pretty heavy on those buys right here. If I go to a lower level time frame, 5 minute, yeah, that's a lot of buying right here at 11.3, but also especially 11.2. But remember what I said, I was only looking for this move to go down to 11.1, 11.2, not lower than that, and then rally. Now there's lots of support at 11.3. So we're not ready to really crash yet. This order book is making me pretty bullish. But eventually this will give out. Yeah, boom. Yeah. This is the order book is screaming buy right now. And when you trade, you're going to have lots of conflicting indicators. Yeah, this is screaming buy based on order book. But I'm a price trader. Because it's screaming buy, I would lower my, this is a straight up day trade, especially now that I know it's an hourly chart. I'm setting my stop loss to break even here. And I will take my profit in about 5-6 hours. If it keeps going down and it gives me one of these green arrows again with a, it won't be a 2, unfortunately, it'll be another 1 if you knew how the indicator worked. And right now this trade is profitable and I want to keep it that way. So I'm already set. No, I'm not competing in the Bybit challenge. But everyone should have their own trading style. To me, this is very bearish. Now, the order book is telling me otherwise, but we'll see. We'll see. The order book could also go up for like a half an hour and then reverse on us. So, yeah. All right, guys. If you want to learn more about my logic and how I trade and how I manage positions and make sure I don't get wrecked, check out the on-demand section of tonevays.com. And if you just want to support, please check out the affiliate page of tonevays.com. You can also support by buying a t-shirt. If you go over to the store, you can check out what we have. Really got to add more items there. And there they are. All right, lots of unconfiscatable gear. All right, guys. That is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all on the next one.